Good day ladies and gentlemen, our video for today is about Kobe Bryant. This video shall show his journey to immortality. Kindly subscribe, follow, like, share, comment and please don't skip ads. Thank you.
And a 17-time NBA All-Star, the third highest scorer in NBA history, the 2008 MVP, two-time NBA Finals MVP, five-time NBA champion, a 6'6" guard from Lower Merion High School, where he won the title in 1996. Number 24, Kobe Bryant.
I scored my first 60-point game when I was 8.
What did you just say?
I had 63 when I was 8.
You scored 63 points when you were 8 years old.
What I figured out at 8 years old is that other 8-year-olds can't dribble with their left hand. So there was something that simple for me. And so when I was guarding the ball, I always make sure I guarded the ball during that game. I'd always just let them have a couple dribbles with their right hand and then jump on their right hand and make them change it over to their left. They would bobble the ball, fumble the ball, I'd pick it up, go lay it up. And I just did this all game.
Growing up, Kobe he spoke at a camp one time. He asked the kids, like, what do they want to be when they grow up? And he asked the kids, like, what's your second option? And everybody kind of had a second option. He kind of looked at them funny and was like, man, I never had a plan B. People always told me, like, disperse your eggs in different baskets. He was like, why would I not give all my time, energy, and effort to the thing I'm trying to accomplish? And that just resonated so much. That was my favorite player. That's what I wanted to be like. So in my mind, there was never a plan B. Even to this day, people say, like, what would you do? And it's like nothing. Like, I was 50 Cent, get rich or die trying. Like, I was going to get to the league or die trying. And I live by that.
Who was more influential for you, your father or mother?
Both were influential at different points. Right? My mom was there on a daily basis. My father was really influential at a really critical time where I had a summer where I played basketball when I was like 10, 11 years old. And a very prominent summer league in Philadelphia called the Sun League. And my father played, my uncle played, and they were like all-time greats and stuff. Will Chamberlain played in the league, Earl Monroe played in the league. And here I come playing, and I don't score 1 point the entire summer.
Really?
Not one.
How old were you?
10, 11.
You were playing against other 10, 11-year-olds? Or you didn't score once?
Not one.
Were you in the game?
I was in the game.
How did you not score?
Because I was terrible.
Really?
Yeah.
At 10, 11 years old, you were that
awful.
terrible.
I mean, and I had these big knee pads on because I was growing really fast. I had socks all the way up here, and I had like the high top
Skinny,
fades, like skinny as hell. And I scored not a free throw, nothing, not a lucky shot, not a breakaway layup, 0 points. And I remember crying about it, being upset about it. And my father just gave me a hug and said, listen, whether you score 0 or score 60, I'm going to love you no matter what.
Wow.
Now that is the most important thing that you can say to a child. Because from there, I was like, okay, that gives me all the confidence in the world to fail. I have the security there. But to hell with that, I'm scoring 60. Let's go.
Right.
And from there, I just went to work. I stayed with it. I kept practicing.
Is that when you think the mentality of hard work started to come in for you at that age, when you failed so miserably, I guess, that summer?
I think that's when the idea of understanding a long-term view became important. Because I wasn't going to catch these kids in a week. I wasn't going to catch them in a year. Right? So that's when I sat down and said, okay, this is going to take some thought. Right? What do I want to work on first? All right, shooting. All right, let's knock this out. Let's focus on this. Half a year, 6 months, do nothing but shoot. All right, after that, all right, creating your own shot. So I started creating a menu of things. When I came back the next summer, I was a little bit better. Right?
And a menu being like, I've got my jump shot from 15, I've got my
I got my jump shot from 15, I got my three-point shot, like just open shots, not miss open shots, right? Be able to shoot it with speed, because those kids are so much more athletic. And then the next summer I came back, it was a little better. And the summer came back, next summer it was a little better. I scored.
Yeah,
it wasn't much, but I scored.
This is 12, 13.
12, 13. And then 14 came around, back half of 13, 14 years old, and then I was just killing everyone. And it happened in 2 years. And I wasn't expecting it to happen in 2 years, but it did, because what I had to do was work on the basics and the fundamentals. but they relied on their athleticism and their natural ability. And because I stick to the fundamentals, it just caught up to me. And then my body, you know, my knees stopped hurting. I grew into my frame.
And then your athleticism, once you have the fundamentals,
Exactly.
the hard work, the mindset, and you tack on the athleticism.
Draft day came around. We had been talking to Charlotte about a possible deal, and I told them if Kobe would get to number 13 in the draft, that they would have a deal with us.
You know, after I was drafted, and you're supposed to go into this room and talk to the people who, you know, who drafted you. So I'm on the phone with Dave Cowens, and you know, he's like, well, you know, we really can't have much. We don't have too much use for you here in Charlotte. You can't really come in and help us out too much. So we're thinking of trading you, you know, to Los Angeles. Okay, all right, that's cool.
He's going to wear number 8. And Kobe, this is for you.
Thank you very much.
And
well, of course, his love is the Lakers. That was such a long shot. But I think if you had to describe a place for Kobe, it would be as the man. And that sounds silly, but that's really his vision. He wanted to be the dominant player in pro basketball. And that has been his focus all along. He's had to learn to set that aside for team issues. But Kobe all along has wanted to dominate.
Kobe, can you ever envision yourself playing for another team other than the Lakers?
No. I mean, I've had this purple and gold uniform on since I was 17. I've always dreamed about playing with the Lakers. This is the place I want to be for the rest of my career.
I'm going off and tell them I want 150. Just to see. So they had it in their mind that no guys were worth $100 million. I was getting ready to sign 80 for 4, which is 20.
Orlando?
From Orlando. Yeah, I was getting ready to sign to Orlando. But my agent told me, hold up, give me one more day. So me and Money Mark and my agent called me and said, hey man, come to the Omni Hotel. I got something for you. So we get to the Omni Hotel. Jerry West is in a Versace house coat. Come on up, big fella. I was like, how you doing, Mr. West? He said, I got some good news, I got some bad news. I said, what's the bad news? He said, I can't get you that 150 that you asked for, but I can get you 120. I said, did you give Orlando a chance to count him? They don't want to count him. Cool. So I'm signing. But I can remember this vividly. I'm signing. As soon as I get signed, Mr. West said, hey, man, I just moved Vladdy. I don't know how I got this kid. I got a kid named Kobe Bryant. You and him, we gonna get multiple championships. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Because I'm looking at all the way down zeros. Yeah. So, but yeah, he said that. Like he saw something in Kobe that nobody saw.
I was one of the guys when he was a rookie, and a lot of guys were upset at him because back then you could bring beer in the locker room. And when we got him on the team, no more beer?
Yep.
Oh man, you messing everything up. I think that was kind of the thing that when guys were hazing someone, they kind of pushed Kobe away from a lot of guys because back then you weren't used to an 18-year-old kid coming in the league and he's a good 18-year-old kid. He's going to take someone's spot. And that's the first thing I know in the very first practice. We were going through a walkthrough and he was going 100 miles an hour. I'm like, dude, calm down. It's a walkthrough. He was that type of competitor, and that's what made everybody on our team better because you knew if you didn't come with it that day, you was going to get embarrassed.
Teammates ever tease you?
All the time.
What do they say?
All the time. You still living with your mama, you're a mama's boy, and you know, this, that, and the other. I'm saying, oh, that's cool, I don't care.
No time for girlfriends?
No time, because I'm so busy running around, playing basketball.
You have that hunger to win?
I want to be the best player that I can become, and I would do anything to accomplish that.
What do you mean you'll do anything?
Like, I'll go out and I'll play basketball from 6 a.m. till 12. There were times growing up where I was exhausted at times. But I would push myself.
To be the best.
Now, people forget, that I mean, you are, 18. And how old are you right now?
He's 18, I'm 17.
All right, 17.
I'm the old one.
All right. Now, let's get to the hard-hitting questions, all right? Now, when you go out, who does the driving?
Usually when Kobe comes pick me up at my house, he has a limo. He's like all up there, like, I have to impress this girl. So he comes in the limo and drinks in the limo, Cokes, Sprite, whatever you want. He has it all prepared. It's working.
Now, when it comes to the end of the evening and the waiter brings the receipt, now, who treats? I mean, you're both.
Thanks to her, her good looks, we get milk for free. I say no more.
leave it at that.
Stop it.
They ran out of beer, and so they go, yo, someone's got to make a beer run. So they go, Kobe, want to make a beer run? You go, I'll go. You go, Jimmy, you want to come with? So we got in your car. I don't even know what you were driving. Do you remember?
I think it was a Land Cruiser at the time.
Yeah. So so we get in your car and we go down to Pink Dot, which is it's a place out in LA out here where they only deliver food to you. It's not a store you can go in and buy stuff. But we don't know. We're brand new. We don't know. You're brand new in LA. I don't know anything about LA.
So we didn't have a Navi system, so we just kind of cruised.
Exactly. Yeah. So it was on Sunset Boulevard. So we knock on the glass, and the guy goes like, "What do you want?" And we go, "We want beer." And he goes, "I can't sell you beer. We don't sell anything here. We have to deliver it to you." And we go, "But we got to bring it to a party." She goes, I can't. And you pull your wallet out of your ID out, and you put it up against the glass, and you go, "I'm a Laker." Come on. We love the 5 cases of beer. Like, hey, came back.
My favorite Kobe moment is in the finals in Indiana. I file out. I let the team down again. And you put your hand on my shoulder and said, "Don't worry, big fella, I got it." And you took over.
Here he is.
Brothers, you don't let your brothers down. Right? It wasn't my timing. This championship was yours, right? Because you had worked hard to get us to this point. It's my responsibility to pick that up. My favorite player was Magic growing up, and then I quickly realized my father stole all my height, and I wasn't going to be a 6'9" point guard. So I had to, So I looked at this young guy coming up, and the thing that I marveled at wasn't the fact that he was getting to the rim and doing these fancy stuff. It was like, how is he getting to the rim? How is he doing it? Right? You look at the footwork, you look at the fundamentals, you look at the spacing, the pacing, right? And all those little things, the angles. And that's what becomes fascinating. It's like, okay, how do I get there? Right? So I started studying all those basics. And then when I came to the league, the first time I played against him, I won his respect because it was like, this kid's not scared of me at all. Right? And he saw a kindred spirit from that standpoint. And that started a relationship. And it became something where it was like, text him anytime, hits me right back. Questions, hits me right back. And we're talking all the time.
Jordan and Kobe played each other. According to you, when Jordan played Kobe, Jordan won. And then at the end of the game, I guess Kobe was wearing some Jordan 8s. Jordan smacked him on the butt and said, you can wear the shoes, but you'll never feel them.
Yeah.
And then what happened next?
But Kobe didn't say anything to anybody. So for like 2 weeks, they said Kobe was just mute. Like he didn't talk to his players, didn't talk to his teammates. He said he was in like focus mode. Like it was straight, like practice was just so intense. Players were like, yo, is he mad at us? Like, did we do something to him? Phil was like, no. Jordan told him, you can wear the shoes, but you can never fill them. And it was like, oh shit, when did we play them again? It was like, yeah, we played them in a few days. Oh yeah, so I'm not even stretch for that game because young fellas not passing us the ball. And that's the game Kobe had like 55
points.
If I was in my prime, who would I want to play one-on-one? Start off with Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, Kobe Bryant in his prime, Bron in his prime, D-Wade in his prime, Melo. I don't think I'm listening. Other than Kobe Bryant because he steals off.
This must have been 06, 07. He outscored our entire Maps team by himself. I think we had 61 or 62, and he had 63. I mean, we threw everything at us, double teamed, triple teamed him. I mean, one time he was caught in the corner, and the shot was going down, and we had like one guy up on the top shoulder, so he just said, what? Turned around, shot that thing with the left, draws. And I was like, with the left. This guy is on something else. I mean, he was going 1-on-4 in the break, throwing stuff up, and then I said, he didn't play in the fourth quarter because they were obviously up 20 something. And I said he could have easily scored 80. And then 2 or 3 weeks later is when he scored 81 on Toronto. he was on a scoring spree that I'd never seen before ever from anyone.
I walk in the side door, Kobe's already in a full sweat. He was going through an intense warm-up before his scheduled workout started with his trainer at 4. Now, out of professional courtesy, and just because I was thankful to be there, I didn't say anything to him, and I didn't say anything to his trainer. I just sat down to watch. And for the first 45 minutes, I was actually shocked. For the first 45 minutes, I watched the best player in the world do the most basic footwork and offensive moves. Kobe was doing stuff that I had routinely taught to middle school age players. Now, this is Kobe Bryant we're talking about. It's the Black Mamba. So he was doing everything at an unparalleled level of effort and with unparalleled focus. And he was doing everything with surgical precision. But the actual stuff he was doing was very, very basic. So later that day at camp, I went up to him again and said, Kobe, I don't understand. You're the best player in the world. Why are you doing such basic drills? And again, he was incredibly gracious and he smiled, but he said with all seriousness, why do you think I'm the best player in the world? Because I never get bored with the basics. I never get bored with the basics. So just because something is basic, it doesn't mean that it's easy. If it was easy, everyone else would be doing it. So the key to us improving our performance in any area of our life is identifying what those basics are, what those fundamentals are, and being relentlessly committed to performing them with consistency. And that's hard, because as you all know, the basics are usually boring. They're mundane. They're monotonous. You know, we all want to chase what's flashy and what's sexy, but the basics is where the gold is. And the highest performers I've ever been around in basketball or business have found a way to fall in love with the basics and make them a part of their daily routine.
But I remember we were playing against the Lakers, and I said, I'm going to get there at 3 o'clock. And I want to make sure I make 400 made shots. And as I'm walking onto the court, who do I see? I see Kobe Bryant, already working out. So I worked out for a good hour. After I was done, I sat down, and of course I still hear the ball bouncing. And he's still going, and he's doing like game moves. And I sit there and I unlace my shoes. I'm like, I want to see how long this goes. So I sit out there and watch. 25 minutes. I said, okay, I think I've seen enough. Come back, get in the sauna, get ready for the game. That game, he drops 40 on us. So after the games, I'm like, hey, Kobe, like, why were you in the gym for so long? He's like, because I saw you come in. And I wanted you to know that it doesn't matter how hard you work, that I'm willing to work harder than you.
Wow. Our leader was Kobe Bryant. He was our best player, and he was terrific. But in that particular game, he just started taking horrible shots. And my players, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, they looked at me like, okay, what are you going to do? And I just said to them, I'll take care of it. Now, that's a confrontation that you don't want to have, but you know you have to have. Before we left for Beijing, I had Kobe's shots on tape, and I brought them in. This is early in the morning, we're leaving, and I said, I want to show you something. I said, you know, you're taking Lakers shots when you have a big lead. You're not taking Olympic shots trying to win a gold medal. And I showed him, I said, they're not good shots. I can't let you take them. And he looked me in the eye, he said, is that all? I said, yeah. He said, I agree, they're really bad shots. Coach, I won't take them. And I was so relieved. I said, you don't know how the most talented player will react. To be quite frank with all of you, that's really one of the most important things about being a leader. Those shared moments.
Kobe said he gonna set the tone to start the game. And he said, if I'm running through Powell's chest. We was like, what? Man, you tripping. Like, that's your teammate, you tripping. You ain't about to do that. He said, first play of the game, I know what they're gonna run. And he knew Powell's gonna be the last screen. And he said, I'm running through that motherfucker. I swear, the first play of the game. We was like, holy shit.
It just went right to the middle of my chest, trying to get right through me to send a message, to not just to me, but to his teammates. Say, hey, this might be my brother, play with him, we're close, but I don't care about anything else but winning.
I'm right there in front of the Miz, like, bow, yo.
And he was just like, no, he ain't my teammate right now. Get up. I'm like, I love this energy. This is what we need.
We was like, he did that to his teammate. Oh my God. We was like, ain't no way we losing this game. We about to beat the shit out of this.
98-92, another three. Kobe Bryant gets it to go. It seemed like the best basketball on the planet being played. Fernandez drives inside. Oh, slam! And the foul.
Rudy Fernandez. How about Rudy Fernandez with that finish?
I don't want to say I was nervous, but I was definitely like, these fuckers won't go away.
5-point game, 104-99. Back to that zone defense. Who's going to knock down a shot for the United States?
For some reason, whenever those moments came at the end of games, close games, big shots needed to be made, it's like you just zone out. The crowd's not there. Once I drove through the zone and hit Cole caught it jab.
Puts up the three. That's good.
And he turned and he did like this.
To really enjoy the moment, like you can look around and kind of soak it all in. Enjoy it.
Is there anybody in the NBA who loves these moments more than Kobe Bryant? This could be a gigantic 4-point play. Not only that, but Rudy Fernandez has just fouled out of the ball game.
Fue mi hermano. Siempre será mi hermano.
He's the big brother that I never had.
When he retires, he will have his number in the rafters next month. Because I don't win those championships without power.
Let's go!
We know that. Everybody knows that.
Him coming here to this organization changed everything.
It's like, welcome to the team, man. Super happy that you're here, but now let's go win a championship. He would give me that look and like, hey, you ready? Just to engage me, a guy that is not going to settle for anything else than excellence.
We built another dynasty together. I won't be able to thank him enough for that. He's just an amazing person.
My daughter's full name is Elizabeth Gianna Gajol. To have Gianna's name, remembering her and having her present, it represents so much. I'm just going to try to be a good father to my daughter, a good uncle to his daughters.
He's just a great person, man, aside from being a champion.
Kobe right away said, I'll play defense. And in the first practice, he never took a shot. He said, I want to guard the best perimeter player on every team that we play. Now, he's the NBA scoring champ. He's the best player in the league at that time.
On the USA team, it was a breath of fresh air because I could really focus on what I really, really love to do, which is play defense. I mean, I just love it. To me, defensive rebound wins every time. No matter where you play here, you play in Mars, you play anywhere you want. If you can shut somebody down and rebound the basketball, you're going to win.
And he said, Coach, I promise you I'll destroy him. I got, holy shit. I said, this is good.
Elbows are part of the game, and, trash talk is part of the game. I don't know where the NBA became so sensitive.
Kobe Bryant taking a shot in the chin.
You all right? What happened on that play?
No, I'm all right. Little elbow there hurt.
One of Kobe's great things that I don't think people paid attention to was the way he mentally would attack you and bait you.
He's really good at getting away. You can't see it.
You can't really tell. It was just physical. I loved it. Even though you know the shot fake's coming, at some point you think he's going to jump, so you jump and then he'll jump into you, get the foul, and make the shot. Kobe was on a different level than everybody that I had the fortune to play against. People were trying to say, oh, you didn't put in his shot. I put that shit right in his face, and he didn't blink.
What were you saying to each other here?
Fuck you, or whatever needs to be said.
First year, he sprained an ankle in his second game against Indiana. A bad sprain. Players can take 2 weeks. They can take 3 weeks to come back. He wanted to come back the next game and went to Indiana on Sunday. You're not good enough. I'm not going to play you. He was mad at me because he couldn't play in that game. But we had 2 days between the next game. And the next game, in an overtime game, he carried the win. That told me something about the level that this guy can deal with pain to play.
More since than 0 for 6. As he has it,
in my opinion, the greater story is the Achilles tendon. So he ruptures his Achilles tendon right in front of the Warriors bench. Then he says to me, so I reach back there and try to pull it back down. He goes, well, can we go in the back and maybe you can tape it up and finish the game? I said, it doesn't work that way. I said, but here's what. So you got fouled. So it's 2 free throws. If you don't shoot it, then Mark Jackson is going to pick somebody on our bench first. it's up to you. I'm shooting. Which means he had to walk all the way back. Okay. Well, almost the length of the court, at least 2/3 of the court, on ruptured Achilles. Then walking back to shoot the free throw. From the day, running from the daylight. Oh, I love it and I hate it at the same time.
People don't know this, but one of the reasons my husband played through injuries and pain was because he said he remembered being a little kid, sitting in the nosebleeds with his dad to watch his favorite player play. Kobe didn't want to disappoint his fans, especially the ones in the 300 sections that saved up to watch him play, the kids with the same excitement he once had. I remember asking him why he couldn't just sit a game out because he was hurting. He said, "What about the fans that saved up to watch me play just once?" He never forgot about his fans.
I remember reading about you having some tightness in your back. And I said, yeah, how's his back? Oh, so he's ready for you. I said, he's going to be fine when I hit him in that? I'm going to check.
Yes?
I'm going to check that back.
I had like 21 in the first half. I could have swore this dude, I think I came up, got a rebound. And when I went down, he jumped up behind me, and I swear I got an elbow on my back. I swear I got an elbow on my back. And I had a contusion. I was out. I had a contusion. I was like, yo, he did that because I was cooking in the first half, right? And I was like, damn.
What was a low moment in your career? I don't really see you having none.
There was a couple of them. Losing to the Celtics in 08 was tough. But before that, like at the beginning of the journey, was not playing. So coming in as a rookie and saying, man, if I knew the shit was going to be like this, I would have went to school. Right? Because I felt like my coach, Dale Harris at the time, was trying to make sure he did not show favoritism for the young kid. And as a result, he swung completely the opposite direction and doing things that weren't really fit. And I mean, not playing, you know? So like my first 2-3 years were a nightmare.
People don't know that. People don't know that. People don't know you went through that your first 3 years.
No, it was tough. I mean, I sit around, I watch all my peers going out there playing 35, 37 minutes. You know, AI, Ray Allen, they're all doing their thing. Sharif Abdul-Rahim, everybody's doing their thing. And I'm sitting here glued to the bench. It still pisses me off to this day. Because, like, ultimately, you know, what numbers would you have put up? All right. Because everybody wants to go to that. Oh, let's go to career numbers. Let's go to career. I wish somebody would have told me that back then.
That's 3,500, 4,000 more points.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, those 3 years of not playing and sitting on the bench and just watching, it's frustrating.
Right after you were injured, you went on Facebook. Yeah. You know what this is?
Oh, yeah. You gonna read the whole thing?
No, I'm gonna read some of it. This is such BS. All the training and sacrifice just flew out the window with one step that I've done millions of times. The frustration is unbearable. The anger is rage. Why the hell did this happen? Makes no damn sense. Now I'm supposed to come back from this and be the same player or better at 35? How in the world am I supposed to do that? I have no clue. Do I have the consistent will to overcome this thing? Maybe I should break out the rocking chair and reminisce on the career that was. Maybe this is how my book ends. Maybe Father Time has defeated me. Then again, maybe not. It's 3:30 a.m. My foot feels like dead weight. My head is spinning from the pain meds, and I'm wide awake. Forgive my venting, but what's the purpose of social media if I won't bring it to you real, no image? Feels good to vent, to let it out. To feel as if this is the worst thing ever. Because after all the venting, the real perspective sets in. There are far greater issues and challenges in the world than a torn Achilles. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Find the silver lining and get to work with the same belief, same drive, and same conviction as ever. One day, the beginning of a new career journey will commence. Today is not that day. If you see me in a fight with a bear, pray for the bear. I've always loved that quote. That's Mamba mentality. We don't quit, we don't cower, we don't run, we endure and conquer.
Can I?
Struggle in practice, you're never gonna get better. If you were to watch me train, I'd look as tired as they were, because that's what you're supposed to be. Now, when you're running 17s and you're running sprints, you're not supposed to feel great. You're supposed to be tired, like exhausted. That's the point, and that's what practice is. So I really liked it. I really enjoyed it, because that's the only way you get better is by pushing yourself past exhaustion.
Come on now, there's nothing more irritating than knowing Kobe Bryant just wanted to be great and his biggest haters were the guys in his own locker room.
I used to hear Phil yelling at Kobe, "Pass the ball, move the ball, get off of it." Be like, yeah, get off of it. Like, I don't know what game he watching.
Right, no
you know what I'm
shit.
saying? And Shaq fouled out. I love Cole so much. He went to work on us. And then he hit that jumper at the top of the key and he did this. That wasn't even to us. That was to his team.
Yeah.
Because they didn't even believe
He
in
was running
Cole.
back. He was looking at them when he did. He was looking at
Y'all
them.
know.
They wasn't
Cole was
fucking with him.
resented by his own teammates.
He said that, though.
He said it on
He
our
said
show.
that on our show.
By his own teammates. I couldn't believe it. They was hating on him. I'm like, why y'all gonna hate on him?
Because he was that confident.
He ain't even go out. He ain't drink.
The day Kobe gained my respect was the guys were complaining. I said, Shaq, Kobe's not passing the ball. I said, I'll talk to him. I said, Kobe, there's no I in team. And Kobe said, I know, but there's an in me in that. So I went back. So I went back and told Rick and Big Shot Bob, I said, just get the rebound. He's not passing.
I got Weenie. You don't seem excited. I'm leaving.
Later in the second half, he started to move the ball and attack and pass, and still it was Kobe Bryant, and he trusted us, and he made us feel so good. And he passed me the ball. He never passed me the ball. And he passed me the ball. Kobe passed me the ball, and I shot a 3. And Phil didn't want me to shoot the 3. I heard him, because he's the Zen master, so he can speak to you without, he can speak to you, and he don't need a microphone. You can hear him in your head. Ron, don't shoot, don't shoot. I said, whatever. Bomb, 3. Woo! Yes.
The most skilled player I've ever seen is Kobe.
More than MJ?
The most skilled basketball player I ever seen is Kobe Bean Bryant. Kobe took who MJ was, but enhanced the skill set, had a better handle. MJ didn't shoot threes like that. No. So Kobe took it upon and added the 3-ball to his game, because that's where the game evolved to. But skill-wise, I mean, the moves, the footwork.
Steals against him. The fourth quarter start, and Kobe said, "You had a great game."
Oh my God.
Said, "Yo, you had a great game, young fella." But I'm looking like, bro,
There's still another quarter.
I swear I looked at the clock like, oh God. But I'm looking like, nigga, it's 12 minutes. What you talking about? Like, what was that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't said nothing the whole game. I've been talking shit. I done stole the ball. I'm hyped as hell. It's Kobe Bryant. He ain't said not one word to me. Great game, young fella. Locked in. The man come down. You remember he came, shot fake, threw it off the glass, caught it, threw it to the corner. I'm like, bro, what you on? Like, bro, you been regular all game. Shot. Get to the spot, shot fake, spin, pivot over here, spin back on the foot, drop it off the glass. I'm like, bro, what's going on? Then he pulled up from like 35 feet on some Steph Curry shit before Steph was doing that. He pulled up and laced it. I'm like, they called a timeout. Dan Tony looking at me. I'm like, bro, I ain't.
I wasn't surprised that I scored 80 points. And that sounds really crazy to say, but truly I was not. My shot felt sharp. My footwork was sharp. My conditioning was sharp. I mean, that summer I put a lot of time in the gym. I put a lot of time on the track. And I could run all day. The most important thing, I think, for players that come after me is to understand that these things are possible, because you don't want to ever limit your imagination. How in the world can we inspire people if we're continuing to give them what they believe is possible and not really inspiring anyone, right? So I think that is the most important thing that I would like the next generation of athletes to take from that.
The day that I actually scored 81.
81-point game.
It was my grandfather's birthday, who had passed away a few years before. And my grandmother, who had never seen me play in the NBA, just because her nerves can't take it, she came to watch me play for the first time, and the only time. And that's just so happened to be in Madison Square 81.
So the first thing I want to do is I want to try to create space. So what I normally like to do is I like the V cut. I just bring them up here, get my spot, create space, catch. And once I catch, I square up right away. This way I create that cushion, that separation that I need. It gives me opportunity to read the court, see what's going on behind him. Most of the time I don't concern myself with this guy, because I know I can beat this guy. So if he's in front of me, I'm looking behind to see where his help is from. At the same time, he can't see behind him, so he doesn't know what's going on. So I can use anything that I want right here. I can raise up, I can shoot it, I can penetrate. In this particular instance, on my jab step, I'm jabbing just to create space, to see what he does, see if he makes a mistake. If he opens up too much and there's no help behind him, I'm gonna go to the basket. If I jab and he opens up and there's help behind him, I'll just raise up and shoot it.
I want to actually see him shoot the ball and be on my team. Shoot, man. I didn't come here to watch him pass the ball the damn time. Shoot the ball. I want to see it, on my side of the ball.
Kobe, what do you think of when you watch Steph Curry?
I see a calmness about him. I see a calmness about him. I think it's something that a lot of players don't understand. I think the fans, it's very hard for the fans to really understand what I'm saying. Most players don't get it. But there's a serious calmness about him, which is extremely deadly. Because he's not up, he's not down, he's not contemplating what just happened before or worrying about what's to come next. He's just there. And when a player has the skills and has trained himself to have the skills to be able to shoot, dribble, left, right, etc., and then you mix that with this calmness and poise, then you have a serious problem on your hands. And so when I watch him play, that's what I see.
We was playing them
when I was in Denver. And Kenyon started guarding, and Kenyon was saying to him like, and he wasn't doing anything. Kenyon was like, you know, you put on your sneakers like I put on mine. You put on your uniform like I put on. I'm scared of you, man. I beat your da-da-da-da, going crazy with him. And I'm sitting there looking like, oh, cause he been quiet. Man, this man started going crazy. I mean, dunks, threes, mid-range. I mean, killing us. I think he had like 49 or something.
49 points. What off his playoff?
And somebody was shooting a free throw. And my nickname is Chuck.
Yeah, man.
He was like, Chuck. He said I was chilling. And they shook the tree and the mamba fell out. And I was like, leave him alone. And that was like my fondest moment when it came to him.
There was one time there was a game where Kobe was, before the game, he was shooting free throws. And he was like, something isn't right. So he called one of the maintenance guys over. He goes, are you sure this basket is right? And the guy said, yeah. He goes, well, I want you to check it for me. He measured. It was 1/8 of an inch off. The 1%ers, the .01, they sweat every single detail.
You got a lot of young players that's reaching out to you now. Yeah. You know, your advice to them, like what you tell them, like how does that feel?
Depends what they ask. I mean, like a lot of them will come and ask about their game and things that they should do and things like that. And I say, listen, you know the answer to that. I don't know. Like, you know what makes you uncomfortable when you play. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing for kids nowadays is that they want to rely on coaches too much and workout guys. Mm-hmm. You know, which is fine to have them help you work out, but you have to tell them what you need. Right? You have to be able to say, okay, I feel uncomfortable with this. And if you don't know, then you're not as prepared as you should be, right? You need to know what your strengths and weaknesses are first. And then, you know, I can tell you some of the things, some of the rhythmic things, or some of the exercises, or how much repetition you need to be doing on certain things. But you got to know your game.
What makes Kobe special in players' mind? We don't go by your stats. We don't go by the accolades. We go by how the person played, what was his attributes, right? So when you think about the greatest players of all time, Jordan, 48-inch vertical. You got LeBron, Shaquille O'Neal, then Magic, 6'9" point guard with vision. Kobe, standard. You would never find Kobe because he didn't have big hands. He wasn't quick. He wasn't fast. 38-inch vertical, that's standard. And what he did with that body, it's like you took a S500 and he was pushing it like a Bugatti.
Get up at 10 in the morning, train at 11, right? 12, say 12, train at 12, train for 2 hours, 12 to 2. You have to let your body recover. So you eat, recover, whatever. You get back out, you train, start training again at 6. Train from 6 to 8, right? And now you go home, you shower, you eat dinner, you go to bed, you wake up, do it again, right? Those are 2 sessions. Right now, imagine you wake up at 3, you train at 4, you go 4 to 6, come home, breakfast, relax, blah, blah, blah. Now you're back at it again, 9 to 11, right? You relax, and now all of a sudden you're back at it again, 2 to 4, and now you're back at it again, 7 to 9. Look how much more training I have done by simply starting at 4, right? So now you do that, and as the years go on, the separation that you have with your competitors and your peers just grows larger and larger and larger and larger and larger. And by year 5 or 6, doesn't matter what kind of work they do in the summer, they're never going to catch up.
We denied him the whole time. I was like, listen, don't let Kobe get the ball. Anybody else can shoot. Kobe juke UD, hit him with one, and he got the ball. And I was like, all right, time it. I got the clock in my mind. I'm like, all right, 3, 2, a little fumble. I'm like, oh, I got him now. And then he threw up this shot. I was like, yeah, that ain't going in. And it was the slowest shot in the history. It took an hour for that ball. And I was just watching this shot, and I said, that's going in. And when it banked and it went in, I couldn't even be mad because it was Kobe Bryant.
Kobe and I was real friends. That was my bro, man. A lot of people don't really understand that when he started the league, he came off like a selfish player. And it took years for people to really understand that this kid wants to be great, and he was going at it the way he saw it. Next thing I know, he was bigger than life. but he was still that same kid that I had met in Philly, that same champion at heart. Kobe saw it the same way I saw it. He was savage at this. I told Jason Tatum this. I said, man, your favorite player was probably the biggest asshole I've ever met in my life. He didn't get no fucks about it. And I loved him for it, man. I miss Kobe every day, man. I look up and we celebrate him like he's still alive, and I love that. So.
What in the world was Ron Artest saying to you?
He's never talked trash to me before. That kind of got me going a little bit. You should know better than that.
Loses it. Now, Artest gamble. Kobe, a good look at three. Got it! Burns Artest. Kobe on the fall away. Got it! Lakers by a half dozen. Best finisher in the game.
I'd like to share a list.
As a person that saw him play and somebody, you know, that we talked and he was a mentor to me as he was to so many, he would often have things and say things in a way that only Kobe could say them. I remember last year being extremely upset at the way that the season ended. We just got swept. Me and Fish were having our issues. The team was having issues. And I remember texting him and he checked on me and we were talking and he was like, what are you gonna do? And I was like, well, I'm gonna just work harder, but I was like, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of always taking bullets. And he's like, that's what heroes do. And it was just like, it put everything in perspective, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think he just would have ways with words, and obviously he backed it up with action, but he just had a way with words that would make you realize, I just got to get back to work and just put my head down and do what I'm supposed to do.
I would tell guys, I don't care if
I arranged a meeting between Michael and Kobe to give him a little impression of how to handle being in a restricted basketball system that relied on passing the ball to available teammates and wanting to go one-on-one with this guy in front of you. So I arranged, we had a little meeting in the cigar room and off the bar downstairs, and Michael and I were sitting there, and Kobe walked in after a shower and press and whatnot, and he sat down and he said, "Michael, I can take you one-on-one." And Michael said, "Well, I think you might. I'm 37, you're 22, right?"
Kobe, 3 on its way. Got it!
Scared the living shit out of me, because here's why. Kobe was a savant. You did not know more basketball than Kobe Bryant.
Right.
So when Kobe Bryant called you, I can quote him for you right now. Voicemail. You know who this is, motherfucker. Get your ass up, pick up the fucking phone, and call me back. That bullshit you just said.
Wow.
And don't keep me waiting for so long either. Your ass better not go on the air and say some other shit before you talk to me.
What
That
did you
was Kobe.
say? What did you say?
I don't like the way he's playing. It's selfish basketball right now. And I'll be like this, what now, man? And he'll say, you say you watching basketball. The motherfucker watched the game. You didn't see this dude miss this back cut. You didn't see this dude miss this dunk. You didn't see him drop the damn 3 passes that I threw to him over the first fucking 20 minutes. The fuck are you talking about? Kobe scared the living shit out of me, because here's why.
I got a good Kobe story. So my rookie year, we're playing here in Staples Center. Fourth quarter comes around, and Kobe looks at me, and he's like, are you guys staying the night tonight? I'll set you up if you want to go out tonight. And I'm like, stop. Like, you're like, I know what you're doing. Like, come on. He ends up just going off. He has like 40 that game. We lose. After the game, I get a text, and he goes, you're all set at Supper Club - Mamba. And I'm like looking around like, all right, who's fucking with me? Like, no way. Got a next text, hey, you're set up. Let me know what you need at Supper Club, whatever. Like, guys, I got you. Kobe's my guy. He set it up. Let's go. And we have a blast, right? We have the craziest night ever. 2 a.m. rolls around, and this waitress beelines right to me with the check. And I'm like, oh, shit. And it's like $22,000. And now at this point, I'm sick. Like, and I'll never forget, this chick looks at me, hands me a pen and says, sign for Mr. Bryant. And I'm like, what? I signed Kobe Bryant on a $22,000 club bill. And everyone, by the way, they say he's tough, he's going to go at you. I'm like, this dude was cool as fuck. Like,
That's a dope story.
He was awesome.
He actually asked us to play in the last game, and I said no.
I told him no. I said, I want to watch just like everybody else. Because he was telling us all week in practice, he was like, I'm going for 60. Like, I'm going to shoot the ball 60 times. He kept telling us, he was like, I'm shooting the ball 60 times. I'm going for 60. In my last game, I'm going to go for it. And he was like, come on, man, y'all play. And we were like, hell no. We want to watch just like everybody else. It's in hindsight, I wish I would have took that opportunity and took the court with him that last time. Crazy.
Kobe, you promised me one thing.
What's up?
I need 50 that night. Can you give us 50?
No. Absolutely not.
All right, brother.
Absolutely not, man. But I'm looking forward to seeing you, man.
So when I walked into the arena yesterday, I was like, hey, remember I bet. I need 50. He turned around with the look like he knew that and says, all right, I'll go for it. At first, I was like, I might not get it, but then I got to 37 and 45 and 57, and then hit that little end, the crowd goes crazy.
Bryant for three.
How was that conversation with Kobe after he played his last game and he knew that he played his last game?
He cried a little bit in the locker room.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Do you think that Utah kind of let him get that many points just because of the significance of it?
At first you could tell, but then they start double teaming him. Then they want him to get that. Once he got to like 40, man, like, keep going, Kobe, don't stop.
45.
Bet you can't get 50.
Lakers down one. Will Kobe give them one last gamer? Bryant on the move with the jumper. Oh my! 58 points.
He got 50. You bet you can't get 60.
60.
He got 60. I'm like, dang. It was sad, you know, because it's like, it's Kobe Bryant. That's how you supposed to lead the game.
Those times when you get up early and you work hard, those times when you stay up late and you work hard, those times when you don't feel like working, you're too tired, you don't want to push yourself, but you do it anyway. That is actually the dream. That's the dream. It's not the destination, it's the journey. And if you guys can understand that, then what you'll see happen is that you won't accomplish your dreams. Your dreams won't come true. Something greater will. Mamba out.
If they do a statue of you out there, 8 or 24.
You know, I kind of go back and forth, but, 8 has something that 24 will never, ever, 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 ever have. That's the ability to grow here. It's really, really tough for me. I think 24 was more challenging. I tend to gravitate to things that are harder to do. I guess if you force me to pick one, I'd probably go with 24 because of that.
24 and 8. I know number 8, Kobe Bryant. Why the number 24 out of all the numbers that you could have chose?
A couple things, like 24 was the first number I wore in high school. My freshman year, I was number 24. And then philosophically for me, it carried a significance because it was about approaching every day as if it was my last, right? And so every time I look at that number, it's like today is the most important day.
Yeah.
Today is the day, right? It's one day, that's it. I actually paid attention one time in class. And he said, he had this beautiful quote, and it read, "Rest at the end, not in the middle." And I took that to heart. I believe there's time for resting at the end, but for me, that time is not now. Thank you for this tremendous honor in acknowledging my basketball career, but I'm far from done. My next dream is to be honored one day for inspiring the next generation of athletes to have a dream, sacrifice for it, and never, ever rest in the middle.
One day I'm sitting in the house and my son come up crying. He said, yo man, Kobe just died in a helicopter crash. And I was just watching the night before when LeBron passed him up. I was like, no bullshit, it's a hoax, stop it. And Shawnee called me crying. And I said, hold on, let me verify it. And I called my guy from the sheriff office. He said it was true. I started crying. And I'm like, damn it, I didn't even holler at him. Last time, we did the sit down, everybody was waiting for him. That's the last time I hollered. Like, I didn't get the number. I didn't text him, I didn't holler him, and that still haunts me.
He used to call me, text me, 11:30, 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. Talking about post-up moves, footwork, and sometimes the triangle. At first, it was an aggravation. But then it turned into a certain passion. This kid had passion like you would never know. And it's an amazing thing about passion. If you love something, if you have a strong passion for something, you would go to the extreme to try to understand or try to get it. Either ice cream, Cokes, hamburgers, whatever you have a love for. If you have to walk, you would go get it. If you have to beg someone, you would go get it. What Kobe Bryant was to me was the inspiration that someone truly cared about the way I played the game or the way that he wanted to play the game. He wanted to be the best basketball player that he could be. And as I got to know him, I wanted to be the best big brother that I could be.
Kids nowadays try to do too much, you know, like from a skill standpoint. They try to have them do all this fancy stuff versus like the basic stuff. And so I teach my kids the most basic stuff and we just do it over and over.
I can make this on the first try. Kobe! All right, here we go. I used to do this all day in high school. First try. Kobe! First try. You know how to get in. Hey, Kobe, big brother. Oh, God, that's a long way. Kobe! Off the backboard. Hey! Oh, first shot. Kobe! Hey! What up, AR? Yeah, right off the glasses. Kobe! Kobe!
The basketball gene, I've completely and fully passed off to Gianna. She's got it.
I watch through the lens of my daughter, man. She loves playing basketball.
People come up to us, like it'll be me and Gianna, and they're like, "We need a boy to carry on your legacy." And she's like, "I got this."
Hey, she wants to know if you can beat me yet.
Oh, she's confident like her dad.
Ain't no boy to do that. I'll take care of this.
I watch my daughter Gianna, and she's aggressive as hell. She's just naturally aggressive. Her temperament is a lot like mine. Extremely competitive, very fiery, backs down from no challenge. She's a good mix of me and a good mix of a mama, so that makes her even more competitive than I am.
What's the biggest challenge in coaching your own daughter?
Making sure she knows that I love her whether she plays well or plays like crap. You know, you're my daughter before you're a basketball player.
And for the record, Kobe picked the pose you're about to see. So if anyone has any issues with it, tough shit. It is what it is. Because fans all over the world and the City of Angels loved Kobe so much, he will have 3 statues in front of the arena, also known as the house that Kobe built. One wearing the number 8, one with our beautiful daughter Gianna, and one wearing the number 24.